those who are watching, you may know me as Poppy PD James. Before that, I was known as PD Pablo. I'm sorry. Genuinely. If you knew me before, you know I made this. If you don't know, this is a webtoon I made back in 2019. Devilish, in its early form, was made when I was in middle school. It just started as a small comic I made for a friend, and as I continued the story, I wanted to share it with more than just my friend. And I was an avid reader on Webtoon and realized I could make my own. Devilish started out following the comic my friend saw, and then soon found its own footing, becoming more and better written. When I made Devilish, I wasn't mentally or physically stable. School and peers pressured me into a horrible mental state where I was being physically harmed by my own stress and anxiety. I spoke on it a little in the webtoon, but after recovering, I had to go camping. I will not explain much, but basically I was stuck at my campsite for a long time. I only came back by the next year to webtoon in 2020. It's kind of funny. I went through a whole transition, leaving as a girl and coming back as a dude, man thing. I tried to continue where I left, but due to mental health reasons, I left again for a bit. In 2021, I came back, kind of turned to focus reworking the story before coming back fully in 2022 and getting a good grind back, posting once a week like how I used to. And then yeah. When illustrating episode 17, I was watching a Charlie Slime School's 100 Day videos. And afterwards, I was then recommended this random video by the Unlucky Tug, going the entire model series timeline. Around this time, I was getting off my Gravity Falls hyperfixation of 6 years and was in a small grace period. And I seriously thought the Cuphead show was going to bring me back into Cuphead, into a new hyperfixation, and continuing Devilish till its very end. That timeline video sucked me into what I do now. I couldn't be more happy though. For the Thomas community, I've been doing so much, yet as of December of 2023, I fully announced the cancellation of Devilish. I'm gonna be real, I cried. I feel so bad for canceling Devilish on so many of you. And I know there's a lot of you guys who enjoyed it. I'm gonna be real, I cried when I released that announcement to Webtoon, being like, hey, this is fully canceled, I'm never coming back. And I kind of regret it, but I have no more drive to make Cuphead content. I enjoy it, I still enjoy the games, the show, I constantly wear these shirts, but I can't make content for it anymore. I'm not making this video just to apologize though. I thought I'd take the time and actually show you guys what I was cooking for the rest of the story. Give you guys the ending that you deserve. 'Cause I left it off with the guys going to the River Club with Lily T, and I was low-key excited for that entire plot. The River Club was going to be the most tense episode to date. Okay, this was gonna blow the root pack and Elder Kettle finding Lily T's secret. This was gonna blow that out of the water. This was going to follow King Dice and the Devil, and they were just at the River Club, just so happened on this, just taking a break, on the same night that our heroes were gonna go into to get Ruby and Croak's contracts. There was gonna be a huge thing. Cuphead and Mugman were gonna perform, and Mugman was going to lip sync to Lily T singing "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend." And what you call it? As Cuphead and Mugman were distracting the entire club, Lily T was going to go into Ruby and Croak's office and steal their soul contracts. But walking past to get to the office, she would pass by the devil and King Dice, and King Dice would recognize her. And it would thus continue where King Dice was going to chase Lily T, and after the song ended, they all three of our cup heroes were just going to book it onto a lifeboat and escape. And in the end, well, I have it all storyboarded and showing here. The devil kind of would know that Lily T was working with the boys, and that's really all that I did storyboard wise. I know if I can find them, I actually was starting to illustrate for these, but I think as I was illustrating as well, because I was illustrating episode 17 and this one, I think this was when I stopped and was just fully engulfed with Cuphead, with Thomas, because I know a lot of you followed me on Instagram. You know, in my stories, my stories were crazy, but like you could see me just like genuinely in awe of Thomas. And like I said, I can't be mad. I have built my whole job now surrounding Thomas. And I mean, when I made Devilish, I wanted Devilish to hit me big. I wanted to be a cartoonist. I wanted to make some videos or animatics revolving around it, but ultimately, sadly, it's done. I will say, that, whatchamacallit, like I said, the River Club Part 2 was the last thing that I would ever storyboard for the series. Whatchamacallit. Well, before I go though, I do want you guys to stay, because I'm going to just be sharing, you know, some scrapped art, some designs, everything that I made for Devilish. While I'm doing that, I'm going to tell you the stories that I wrote, and ultimately how Devilish was going to end. Because I feel like that's what I owe you guys. Despite me never going to continue, I feel like you guys should still know how Devilish would have ended. It wouldn't have been like how my friends saw it. It was going to be something more. So sit back, grab yourself something, and well, I'll get to the stories. So instead of reading out everything for you guys, I thought down below I will just link you. It will be an entire Google Drive of Devilish. Everything is there. Everything that I've ever drawn for it is there. More so behind the scenes stuff. I do want to tell you guys the ending though, because I feel that's something you should get from me. The ending was going to happen at the casino, and Lily T ultimately was going to sacrifice herself for the guys. There was going to be a huge kind of argument, and the devil was going to twist like, oh, Lily T was just working for me this whole time, and, you know, oh, your poor brother knew because, you know, he doesn't. It was going to be a whole thing like that, and Cuphead was going to be upset, and as every cup was fighting, the devil was going to try and take a shot, and that was when Lily T was going to ultimately sacrifice herself. She would not have survived I wanted to fully kill her off. If you ever saw in the past works of all of them as adults, I ultimately made the decision, no, she would be killed. Yeah, Devilish was gonna end with Lily T, our protagonist, dying, but it was something I've been wanting to set up for a while. I was gonna do it with my friend when he read it, but I decided not to. But one thing I do want to tell you guys as well is I will be making Lily T a free-to-use character. If you are some diehard fan of Devilish who is watching this, I encourage you, if you want to continue the story of Devilish and continue on something that I couldn't finish. But if no one wants to, that's fine. It's fine leaving this story unfinished where it's at. Because truly, to me, Devilish was just some dumb fanfic that somehow ended up being liked by so many people. I would also like to mention how pissed off I am that I completely predicted the entire Cuphead show with Devilish. I think that's also another reason why I've decided to fully cancel, is because the Cuphead show is out there, and that basically just replaced Chalice with Lily T, and that's Devilish for you. More so, stick it to the games more, but yeah. But despite everything, I hope you enjoy the doc, and this is Petey Pablo signing off for the final time. And I hope you all stay for Poppy Petey James and more to come with what I have.